a forum. So me as a member of the committee to improve the services for the people. So we'll have the signing between some agencies. So and some committees must be representative from the private sectors. So there should be a forum for the user of the government agency to provide opinions or comments, what kind of service they want. So here will be the factor for e-services. So you have to listen to the people's voice. This is the new trend that we want to provide.
ผมพยายามเล่าให้ฟังมาเนี่ย
So we work closely with the private sector now on this also. Here is a shot of the open government maturity model. I will not go into details of this one, but the essential point, the key success factor is the leadership. It will be the highest executive of any particular agency to kick off. But in Thailand, we have to start off from the cabinet's resolution, because after we got the cabinet's resolution, it can trigger other head of the different government agencies to move around and work together on this. So it is the engagement of the leaders of the management of each organization. So I will give you more about the open government, how it come about. This one, it is the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. It is the United States law. It was in 1966. It is one of the key law that related to the open government concept. And later on, the President Obama, at one point he said that he will create more open government and more transparent government. So they have the data.gov. They create another website. Why they already have a website for each government agency in the states already, but why they have to create another web portal, the data.gov. But actually this kind of new website, they also provide new APIs for other private sector and other agency who can connect and make use to the data from the idea of open government from the President Obama. And the keyword of the open government here, you will see, it will be the kind of the new electronic media, specifically defines a news media. So the keyword is about news media. So it can be something that can generate other value-added activities and applications later. Because after they open up the data.gov, basically the data.gov can compile and merge all the large data sets from about 17,000 US agencies into one place. We have in Thailand during the Syrian flood, we got very difficulties try to dig up different valuable information about flood in Bangkok and metropolitan areas to one place. Even we have different websites that provide different kind of information already, but it's difficult for us to get the information. If you check this one, data.gov, you will see all kind of data. At the same time, they open up for anybody who can use the APIs to create the applications that can make full use of available data. So here is one example that show how in the United States they open up for the people, the government agencies. They put up all the information available in one place for everybody. So here's the open government. So what about in Thailand? I think we can think about it and create something like this. And if you have anybody have smartphone with you right now, you just try to locate certain information from the IRS from the states. You will be surprised. You will see all kind of public projects. You will see different procurement projects, all the cost or the investment for certain project. But that's the kind of transparency we would love to have, and for the ETA, we are working on this open government concept, and we already submit the proposal to the cabinet, and the cabinet already resolved, have a resolution that we register our own data.go.th, and we use the similar concept. We will have the kind of portal, and we have the this website, some of the information from other agencies. It will not be with our website, but it can be linked to the sources, and we will create more participation platform from this. And after the data.gov, basically the later phase, they have also the government apps. And do you know what the US people love most? What kind of information they would like to have? Basically, they would like to know what flights are delayed, because they use the domestic flights a lot. So, and if there are going to be any delay, they would love to have that kind of data. That will be valuable and for them. So that's from the survey they made. And if you look at the data.gov, the government are already provide like 300 applications. And in Thailand, we have two websites available for us right now. We will have the data.go.th, and another one is the apps.go.th. Basically, the apps.go.th will be similar to the App Store from Google. For the applications we are going to develop further, it will be related to the smartphones or the mobile devices that our people can use. And basically our people will enjoy more about of the information and data from the governments from their smartphone. And what about the rest, the 2/3 of our population, about 40 million population, and we will have the kind of kiosk that they will have a terminal reader that they can get any significant, any valuable information from that. And look at the other countries, even in Kenya, they have the open government even before us. And I think it is essential, and the United Nations, they savor and they just rank the level of e-government. So they have different indicators that they are going to look into it, because the e-government will be very essential for overall development in the viewpoint of United Nations. We already have the drafted Thailand e-government maturity model. So we are looking into our goals, what we are going to achieve in 2020, and we have already have the visions and missions. But then again, at the ETA we have the kind of the umbrella framework and model, but we have to roll out, and each government agency need to have their own model to be a maturity model. And here's the drafted Thailand e-government maturity model. So we look at the model that consists of the supply side and demand side, but we have to focus how to expand the Thai network to the remote area. We also have to look at the readiness framework. We already have the drafted one. So on the readiness framework, we need to identify the action plans, how to make it happen and beneficial to our people. So we have to formulate the plans and policies and others. For like I said before, now we have right now the United Nations that are going to survey all countries on the e-government readiness. And another key organization is Waseda University. They are going to conduct a similar survey, and they have already conducted the policy framework. And at this point, the EGA is working closely with Waseda to look at our policy formulation and framework. So we working with Waseda on formulating the readiness of framework, look at all the policy and vision, and basically we have a different pillar, because when each organization look at how to implement their IT framework, they have to align with their function, and they also have to take into account their budget availability. So they have to prepare their budgeting plan, and at the same time each government agency have to focus on the people who use their services, who enjoy the services. And we also look at in the morning we heard from the speakers And Miss Kanjana mentioned that it took like 3 months to get her tax refund. So basically, in the past, when the government agencies design any form, it's very difficult for a person who fill out the form. But anybody who use Agoda website to make their trip, Agoda got all kind of flexibility. The user can change anything or can tick anything, or even at the end just phone up to the user, to the support person at the other end. I always use Agoda to book my to plan my trip because it's very easy for me. And we also have to look into the legal framework or the laws, regulations related to the government agencies, because we have to look into it for all relevant regulations. And another key point was that the key IT leaders, not only the manager of the IT division, but the IT leaders at each and every level. And we have to look at the policy level, at the middle level, and the operational level. And early this year, we already submitted the course, the IT course that required for the government executives, government at different level have to be trained. So the highest leader, the topmost leader of each government agency have to be trained on the IT required course that we decide, and the cabinet already approved and resolved that our course have to be conducted. And like I said, the infrastructure and network, the basic network is really essential. And if you look at the green box here, if we do not have all the items here, we cannot go to be the smart government. We have to think about the accessibility, because the accessibility to all government services. And what about usability? On top of that, we need to provide a one-stop service to our people. At the same time, we must have the continuous improvement with innovation always. And basically, what I mentioned, not really related to the technological part of it, but is related mostly to the managerial part, how we can manage it to happen. And we talk a lot about the paperless offices, but we really need to have a good back office and all the transparent procedures that, and we need the governance, and we also have to provide all the interoperability for our system. And also we have to assure the efficiency for IT structural reform. So we require a lot of improvement for our bureaucracy system. And on the fourth pillar is also essential. You may see that we have different incidents of people who just upload video clips to the YouTube, then and the video clips will be there, cannot be deleted. So in the morning you heard from the speaker that we have to create the awareness to our young generations. Those pro and cons, and in particular the adverse impacts came from new trends and emerging issues, and so we have to work on that. And if you look at the Instagram survey, the tourists in the world rank the Suvarnabhumi Airport and Paragon, that's the rank the top places they would like to come. We have to think about that, because we have different things to see about the security. It's not easy for anyone to be trained and try to be a capable hackers. In the past, it's that difficult, but now you can just look in YouTube. You can look at video clips how to be a black hat hackers and everything. So you have to take care of the information security, and we have to look at how to be open government. At the same time, we have to create the efficient cloud computing. We have to focus on the big data. In Japan, they survey and analyze what kind of popular words that Japanese love to look for instance. So they have to analyze the large data sets and to come up with those kind of analysis. But in the past, it's not easy, but now we have to think about it, and we have to come up with the good approach to analyze big data. Another keyword that I will talk into detail is about the cloud computing and how we can install it for the government services. So for the cloud computing, I think we have the technology that are available right now. So we do not have to buy our own server and infrastructure. We can use the services, the servers that have been installed somewhere. It's just like in the cloud. So we can use for instance, your own Gmail. When you log in your Gmail account, you never know which server that is serving you right now. But you log in Thailand, it will be rerouted to our server, but you log in another country, it can be routed to different servers in the cloud system. But basically, we have to look at the servicing side, how we can provide the on-demand self-service. So in the past, we have to procure our own servers and maintain our own server, our data center in our premises. And we can we can upgrade the CPU to core, dual core, and everything. And we have to plan about load balancing. We have to service like more than 100,000 people. But in the cloud, we have to think about a good network, and we have the available bandwidth sufficiently. That's a different way around to think about how to use our resources appropriately. And we have to use the concept of resource sharing, but at the same time we can look at the cost efficiency and how to factor the servicing fee, because the concept of the cost, it will be the pay for services only. The user may not have to invest a lot of money, but can only pay for services for the cloud services using. And another thing, you have to you can use your virtual servers instead of use the physical the hardware servers at your own premises. But at the same time, you don't have to develop your own applications, just like you enjoy your free Gmail from Google. You don't have to worry about your own Gmail. And you may think about which kind of cloud system you would like to have. For instance, you may choose to use the private cloud or community cloud, or you share for your own groups, your own group of organizations. And here is the Gartner prediction about cloud and the delivery model. The cloud predicts that all the services, IT services, will be on the cloud platform. And even on the all kind of security, we have to think about the security on the cloud services. And I talked to a team of researchers, and they told me that all services they utilize right now are in the cloud system. And basically at EGA we are thinking about how to migrate from our existing system to the new cloud system. And here I would like to show you something about the G Cloud initiative, G Cloud or government cloud. And here is the Philippines. They plan to migrate to cloud-based system because they can save a large amount of money. And in Thailand, our fiscal year, government fiscal year start in October. So the government officers have to work quite some time in order to put up the budget request and wait for the approval a couple of months, and have to design the requirement specification maybe 3 months, and in order to procure any system it will took like 1 or 2 years. But in order to move to cloud-based systems, you don't have to procure the physical servers. So you have to think about it. We don't have to buy the whole system, but then again we have to change the concept and change the attitude of requesting our budget. So we might have to request for a rental fee, request the budget for a rental payment or services payment on any cloud-based systems. So here we look at the example from the Filipino government. They will migrate to cloud-based system in 2013. That's their target date. And here we look at the target date of the government cloud around the world, the UK, Australia, and others. And if we look at the United States, So they come up with the cloud-based system to provide all kind of services and to create more trust and confidence in their people. The first thing they do is they develop the standards that have to be complied by the cloud-based servicing operators. And here is the G-Cloud strategy and initiatives. For instance, in Australia and Canada. Look at this item. In Canada, they focus on always the latest software. And if we look at ourselves, we always face problems of obsolete software. We develop and then it's obsolete. But if we use cloud-based services, the software, the applications side will be included in the services. We always get the latest one, always. And here is Hong Kong. They develop G-Cloud system. And they are going to implement all 3 service layers. In China, they will invest like $30 billion in their G-Cloud. And the Chinese government also support the R&D in the private sector to research on the cloud services. And in India, they focus on mobile government and cloud-based system also. And also Singapore, they already announced their G-Cloud already. And in the States, they are going to work on the government apps. Similarly, in the UK, the government app center, they already provide like 200 application services for their people, and it can generate a lot of investment in the business sector. And here is the summary from the United States administration. So basically, we have the outsourced private cloud on the left side and internal private cloud on the right. And for a certain portion of the services to that people can be with the public cloud. For instance, those services related to the communications. And but I believe that not all services should be in cloud. Maybe 80% of the citizen services and everything. We still need to provide the security for like the Ministry of Defense or the national security should not be on the public cloud and everything. And here you will see the value proportion of the cloud computing in the public sector. So they can reduce the physical data centers a lot, but they create more agility in the IT infrastructure. And look at the example what we face in Thailand when all the students check their entrance results. And if you remember, even the Thai concert of the Thai artists, their server just fell down after they open up to sell tickets in a few minutes. They have to prepare the resources, prepare sufficient bandwidth, and load balancing and everything to for their customers. For the third value that we always get from the cloud system is the most updated technology. Because if we look at certain services in Thailand, we experience some agencies still use the software developed 10 years ago. There's a very obsolete one. we have to, under the cloud services, we can eliminate all the procurement and maintenance. Yes. But after you procure any physical system, you have to prepare all the maintenance and support costs, something like 20 up to 30% of the procurement cost. But for cloud-based system, you eliminate all those. At the same time, you can provide the universal resource access. I don't have to mention about our Thai revenue system or the people registration system of the Ministry of Interior. They have a huge budget to maintain their IT system. They have a huge system. But other smaller agencies, we have, like we look at the 80% of the smaller agencies. Yes. I believe that those 80% of the government agencies will need our support to embrace the cloud-based system concept and implement it. And for instance, for the small state enterprise, like the state warehouse agency, I provide them the advice. And I believe that this kind of agency can get the most benefit from cloud-based system, and they can make a new jump start and going forward with the good supporting IT system from the cloud-based system. And I believe that the G Cloud can help all of those 80%.
For Thailand, we also have a center for like data center. We have a survey the data center of the government at Jangwatthana Road, on Jangwatthana Road. It has been set for about 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And they have 23 data centers, 400 e-servers. You see how much the budget to operate all these servers. Why they don't organize one data center? Because CAT Telecom is over there. So if you create the data center that everybody can share, then we can reduce the budget. And 23 places, only 2 places that was standardized, the rest were not up to the standard. So we got some things that's not good enough and it's not cost effective. So we have to start from integration of data center. If you don't have data center, you can use e-government cloud, and then we have app stores of the government. There are 3 steps, which is quite easy. So what happened is that how can we revolutionize of the government system? You have to start with the TOR and go through procurement system, through development system and inspection system. Then, which will take about 1 year, will be reduced to only 1 week. You can do that because all the government agency would use the same standard procedure or regulations. But in the past, we issue different standards. But now, one company in the past, one company produced about 30 set of standards for different agencies. But actually, the same software, but the formats are different. So what ETA try to do is to set out the administrative standard to be one standard and teach the vendors how to write according to our standards and decide the exchange system or standards. Finally, we may have the management which are different. That's just minor difference, but the main standard must be the same. So we see that the app store for the government agencies, which should be the same, and it's possible, and they use the same accounting standard. So app store will be the solution. This is what Cisco have found. That is the framework for government cloud can start from each agency have done their own system for certain matters. Like now we are helping the Ministry of Public Health to do something on public health matters. Now what they are studying is about the medicine warehouse that they have to share. So it should be community cloud. So all the 100 agencies can share the same thing or the same application. So it should be community cloud. That's what Cisco has been doing. And also for agricultural sector, they can have one community cloud also. And next, there might be dynamic sharing, like we can transfer the information from each agency to another agency. They said it's possible, even though now it's not it has not been done yet. And another cloud computing initiative is that we performing the duty as PMO will use the service of the cloud provider like TOT or CAT, and through company which we are now talking, we use their service because we are talking about the standard of the government, and also we are trying to upgrade the cloud providers. The standard that we set was that your data center of the provider must be up to ISO 27000 at least. So anybody who have the experience, it's not easy because you have to invest a lot. So next step is that the government that use the cloud, so next time your company or your office organization must have ISO 27000, like from aircon, like split type or generator. Now you'll be in a new environment with standards with generator, and so your system won't fail. Why? Because we want to provide service based on smart government. Another role that ETA was doing is that we have to have think tank to brainstorming about development direction for Thailand. So we start from security group. Why have to be security? Because everybody are concerned about this, because when we have server, and if somebody or the hacker did something, but if in cloud, then we don't know which servers is it. So the cloud will manage that. So that will be the standard. If we start CSA system, it will be Cloud Security Alliance, which will be international organizations. So like Thailand, we will have a Thailand chapter. So what we'll get from here, we'll get the management method for managing cloud, because we may provide service to people in Vietnam. So we have to tell them that we comply with CSA. This is in a universal standard. So we'll try to produce such standards. That's about service standard. Now, if we use the service of cloud information, but you have to do it very quick because the user will be confused Because if you have to pay iNet for 10,000 baht and another service for a little bit higher, then it depends on the conditions of each organization. So because they don't have the same standards, so the role of ETA is the coordination with all the think tanks. So all the clouds operator will talk to each other, and then ETA have to talk to the government to create a common understanding. And what we provide is the net service. So because ETA take care of both systems, if you use Amazon, what kind of system you use, then if there is a problem, then Amazon, they don't care. But for cloud, they need to have very good network. This what we have done so far is about cloud framework. We didn't take a look only at technique, but on the left hand side, we have to obtain participation from the cloud consumers. If we wonder whether it's secure or not, or can we be confident, but if we have third party to carry out the audit, like editing ETA's system, here is the framework that will push forward the cloud providers to work better. Besides that, there will be about backup technique and also about security matters, which are very important. For example, if you use a cloud service of this service provider for 6 months, then you want to end the using. How can they ensure that your data will be deleted from their cloud? They don't have the answer, because you know that when you have hard disk, when you delete, actually it wasn't really deleted, because the expert from Singapore said that when you delete the information from the hard disk, you have to use 00113 times. So how can you ensure that the user can be confident that their data will be deleted after you finish or end the using of such service? So there are many things that we don't know, because cloud is new to our country. Anyway, we see the potential and benefits, but to have a lot of people using it, we need to create confidence. This is the overall picture, how we will coordinate with the private sector, the business sector. And another thing is about inter-cloud. When we rent the cloud, can they join together? Like, can we change from 50 virtual cloud to another cloud like iNet? Because that iNet has been used a lot, so they want to change. In theory, it can be done, but in practice, we have to find out, is the use of resources cost effectively? In the old system, we cannot do that at all, but cloud can do now. Now we can see that the pressing forward of using cloud, you have to get many sectors to be involved. This is like cloud standard. It's about ISO, security, SLA, and help desk. We are trying to find out where the backup site should be. But suppose someday the backup site is in Bangkok, but what happens when there's a flood? And according to the universal standard, it needs to be about 80 kilometers away from the place. So in order to be confident, like the government want 2 CPU, 8 gig VM, and now we have only HDL because for Oracle it's quite difficult to negotiate. Finally, we have to find a solution because the government agency use Oracle a lot. Now we still use Windows and Linux. Now we provide infrastructure service. That is, for the government agency, you don't have to have server or database. You just use your program. In the future, what will you do about the format service? It's different from Google. That's a PaaS. We don't use the things like Amazon use. That we have talked to the main database user like census registration office. We have a pilot project like to put that on cloud. So if you want to provide service in the future, if you want to retrieve the information from the census, then you have to put a server there at the census service agency, and then you have to write more program to retrieve the information, which will be very difficult. But for cloud, the programmer can just retrieve the information easily. So technically,
basically you have to start off by sign the MOU with the registration office for using the APIs and the data, and we can provide the APIs for other communities, for farmers, for other sectors, because for the like household registration office, they have very good protocol to allow other agencies to use their system. And for instance, if any particular government officers would like to check any civilian registration or ID information, they have to provide sufficient authentication and everything using their government official card for use the data. But that's the kind of governance and protocol that's already available, and then we have to expand the thinking to the how we can provide the services for different kind of data. For instance, the agricultural data to the farmers and everything. And it's just like we work like App Store. We invite other private companies to talk with us, and we already discussed with 4 companies, and we are going to pool their efforts to develop the administration services on the government administration office, and this developed at we call Saraban as a service. Saraban is the administration, and basically different organizations do not have to develop their back-end office anymore. But we discussed also with the Budget Bureau, and in the future different government agencies do not have to develop their own administration applications. So because at the central office, just like at the Budget Bureau, if they got all kind of requests to buy a similar type of servers to maintain the same system at different office. Why not we develop only the services, the applications at the center, and put up on the cloud services to provide to all government agencies. So we are thinking about establish the government app center, but we have to use the we have to work as a mediator. We bring about all the developers and if you look at the app stores of Apple, you can find different kind of applications, millions of them, and some of the applications are very good, and we can use it for the highway department. I locate one of the applications that will be beneficial for our operation, and I show to one of the officer at the highway department, and they really love that kind of applications. And we for the EGA will be the spearhead, and we will drive these kind of things to happen. And we also have to we will get the SaaS security as a service eventually, and the next phase in phase 3, and I believe that we will have it in 2014. We will have a more cloud-based services implementation in 2014. And I believe that eventually every government agency have to implement the cloud system. Here is our pilot project we initiated at the EGA. We have the app centers. The applications can use on different platform, on the iPhone, on the Android, and on others. And we are going to have our applications on different categories, and we open up for ranking, for public ranking. And that's the software as a service. We have the Saraban as a service. That's the one I said about our admin, the back office administration applications. We also have the government GIN, the government internet network SMS as a service. We are discussing with Microsoft. We are going to provide the Office on cloud. If anybody of you can use the Office 365, you got all kind of modules developed by Microsoft, but we wouldn't like to get everything. Where we are looking into it, how we are going to identify only the version we would like to have to. But the price are very steep. So we are looking to it though, and if we use the Microsoft Office at 800 baht per head, is it expensive? I think. But if you buy it for in the market, is one copy will be like 20,000 to 30,000. So the price can be negotiable, and we will look into it. And this is a kind of catalog from the software as a service in the States. But in Thailand, we put up as a pilot initiations for 3-4 applications already. And overall, in summary, there will be 7 things that will happen according to the predictions. So we will have the personal cloud, because you already use smartphone, different kind of new smartphones. So the new big thing will be the personal cloud. We have already in place is a community cloud, and you will see the cloud and mobile become one. And there will be a new business according to the prediction. It will be the cloud services brokerage. And you have to change your business model into the cloud brokerages. And the hosting business will change. In Thailand, it's very popular to put up the hosting services, but we will have a new kind of cloud services brokerage. So the brokerage will be the person who hosts their cloud business in any cloud provider. And since the cloud is booming, so we really have a shortage of the experts on this area. So at EGA we provide the cloud specialist course, and we would like to have a certification similar to the CCNA from Cisco, so that we can certify the IT staff of the government agencies. And you know what? In the near future, we will not need the system administrators, because we really need the different model. So that's what will happen in the future. I hope that my presentation can give you some knowledge and information how we are going to go to the smart government and open government. And I believe that the cloud services can be a concrete solution for this effort. But then again, we also have to think about the security and the privacy moving to cloud. We still have a lot of things to do to migrate to the cloud, and so that's about it. So I would like to open up for the Q&A. So we heard a lot from Dr. Saksek Kuntot from the EGA, and now I would like to open up the floor for Q&A. You can use the microphones provided, or you can jot down on a piece of paper. And at the moment, the G-Cloud and the government cloud projects, we have many initiations have been carried out as a pilot project by ETA. So basically we have two parts. We already have in action projects, for instance the Saraban as a services, and we will have GSAAS, that's the government application as a services. So I myself have a question I would like to ask Dr. Sak. For GSAAS, at this point, is there any country at the moment that is operating this kind of thing right now? For the GSAAS that we already initiated, we work by inviting the business sector come to discuss with us, and they will help us. They will work with us in terms of the applications development. So we have to work with the software developers. So it's the kind of the public and private sector participation, and EGA didn't solely work on this kind of thing. If anybody have any questions, or please.
So
questions. And my name is Dodi. I came from Jakarta.
Okay.
I'm from civil society organizations. I would like to ask, I noted that this smart government movement is actually a change in the business process as a massive change. Do you experience difficulties internally within the government organizations, as in like something like resistance from the inside or internal organizations? And if not, do you anticipate this? And secondly is, I noticed from your presentation that citizens is engaged in gaining the information of what type of services that is most needed by the citizens. But do you plan also to engage citizens to enable them to be involved in ensuring that the service provided is reliable?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. First question. Of course, not all of agencies are happy with what we are doing. Maybe they may have reasons like, okay, our system is so complicated, it may be not possible to put on the cloud. But as far as we did a survey with Saraban as a service, I think we get more than 60% of the agencies who actually would like to join the project. So I think we have to maybe wait for 1 or 2 or 3 years to make sure that okay, they understand that this is the future. You can't escape that. Everything is going to be on the cloud. There's no doubt about that. Maybe 1 or 2, 3 years to make them realize. For the second question, of course, we are piloting a project that we would like to see that how the citizen feel about government services, e-services. We are working with some agencies. We're going to have some sort of public hearing or something like that. We want to see that, how many e-services in Thailand. We have more than 600 e-services. So naturally, not all of Thai people know about that. So we have to find a way to make sure that we have a good response from the user. Definitely, we're gonna do that. Definitely. Okay.
Thank you for the question. So anyone has more questions หรือว่าใครมีคำถามอะไรเพิ่มเติมอีกหรือเปล่าคะ
Any more questions on cloud? We have a lot to talk about on these matters. So far, we have seen that to link the information of government agencies can help each agency develop their work to provide service to the people. And the benefits of e-government that's important is to reduce the budget for IT of the government budget, and that will be beneficial to the public. And now I would like to thank iNet Bangkok 2013 for us to present the readiness to develop internet or IT program to enable the Thai government to be smart government, which will be encouraging smart Thailand according to the Thai government's policy on the direction of Thailand in the future. Thank you, Dr. Sak Sekuntot, the President of EGA, for presenting and provide us knowledge and also tell us about the changes for the government and the Thai people to look forward to the e-service in order for the Thai people to contact the government more conveniently. Thank you very much. And for me, I'm Prapasirin, the host for this session. I would like to thank you all the participants to attend this seminar about e-government. Thank you very much.